What is greatness? Well, I remember it well. It was 1998, the final game, 1 point behind, 5 seconds left on the clock. Michael Jordan rises up and shoots a perfect two-pointer, winning not only the game, but his 6th NBA championship. The place erupted, music, cheering, crying. The commentators said now there was no doubt Michael Jordan was the greatest of all time. One coach said, if you look up greatness in the dictionary, it says Michael Jordan. He had all the hallmarks of what people deem to be great. Rags to riches, overcoming obstacles, astonishing talent, tireless work ethic, huge achievement. A billionaire, married to a supermodel, luxury homes, everyone in the world knew his name. And then came the advertising campaign, you can be great too. Well, how? Just be like Mike. Books came out, how to be like Mike. Films came out, like Mike. In 2015, the hashtag trended, be like Mike. In 2017, Air Jordan released the Be Like Mike clothes line. The world had spoken. If you want to be great, it's very simple. Be like Mike. Talented, successful, wealthy and driven. But then came a documentary last year called The Last Dance, which poked at the question, was he really so great? Clearly an unbelievable ball player, but fights over money, drama with addiction, harsh to his friends, an often lonely, isolated life in hotel rooms. ESPN wrote Jordan struggled in the years after he quit basketball, feeling like he'd hardwired himself with all these urges that now worked against any hope of future happiness. For years, he just tried to pretend like he wasn't lost. Well, is this really true greatness? Do I want to be like Mike? The reality is there is great confusion about greatness. Many of us want to be great, but really aren't sure of the definition. Think about it, how would you define greatness? Having exceptional talent? Working obsessively hard? Believing in yourself? Is greatness ruthlessly achieving your own dreams, or is greatness giving up your dreams for another person? Is greatness found in happiness or achievement? Is greatness even a good goal for us to have? The writer Mark Manson wrote, our culture tells us we're all destined to do something extraordinary. We all deserve greatness. Being average has become the new standard of failure. The worst thing you can be is in the middle of the pack. He continues, a lot of people are afraid to accept mediocrity because they believe if they accept it, their life won't matter. You see, the pursuit of greatness is a problem because, well, number one, most of us have no idea what we're aiming at. And number two, many of us are frankly depressed because, unlike Mike, we missed our shot and it's game over. But I want to bring some good news today. You see, there was this time when 2 of Jesus' disciples came to him and asked if he could make them great. To be factually correct, they actually sent their mum to ask for them. Off to a good start. And Jesus' response was shocking. I expected him to say, don't worry about greatness. But he actually encourages his followers to pursue greatness, but says they need to get their definition dead right. Living in mansions, lording it over others might appear great, but that is not greatness. That's just power, wealth, and fame. It's an illusion of greatness. Jesus said, whoever wants to become great among you must become your servant, even your slave. That's crazy language. I mean, to be considered great in Jesus' day, you needed horses, chariots, palaces, slaves. In our day, you need talent, riches, fame, followers. Jesus says that is not true greatness. Greatness is self-sacrificial service of others. And that's a huge encouragement on a year like we've just had. Many think this year's been nothing but dashed opportunities, ambitious youth putting life on pause, the midlife crisis still not where they want to be, the lonely retiree thinking their days of greatness are over. But there's a better story. Because if greatness is service, well then we all have opportunities to show real greatness every day. I believe we've glimpsed more greatness in our communities this year than others, with brave NHS workers, hard-working teachers and other public servants stepping up. There's one woman in our area that I found out's been quietly grabbing prescriptions for neighbours, cooking meals for tired doctors, volunteering at clinics, going for walks with lonely people. These are acts of greatness. You see, we're not all called to be the best basketball player in the world, but with all the obvious needs now on our doorstep, we can all aspire to greatness. And that is what we see embodied in Jesus' life as the King of Heaven comes down to be our servant. I've never heard a better illustration of greatness than the Easter story, where God, the greatest of all, becomes the servant of all on the cross. For Christians, that isn't just a great example to us, but something far more profound. After a year that's exposed both our own brokenness and the world's brokenness, it's also a life-changing message of rescue and hope.